everyone, my name is Nicola. I am simply a stitcher. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, it's great to have you, and if you are returning, thank you for coming and joining me for another stitch with me. So today, as you can see, my Realm of Middle-earth map is having a turn, and I've got some comments to answer, so I'm going to go through those. I'm going to have a nice stitchy session. So just a couple of things before I start. This piece has been, this is a Tilton Crafts, excuse me, the Tilton Crafts map, and it's been stitched 1/1 on some 25 count even weave, full cross. I am 31.21% through. I've done 115 stitches, and I'm going to see how far I can get. Might be another one of those stitches me said it's a touch longer, so we'll probably go over the hour. So yeah, let's crack on and see how far we can get, eh? If you want to see how I start and end my threads, my video is in the top right hand corner, so hover over and you'll see the little I button. You can do that at any point during the video, and you can then go to the video of how I start and end my threads. So I'm just going to squeeze the camera in. So as you can see, we're working on these two columns here. I will try not to let it sort of slip out of view, but you know, natural movement, no matter how, you know, tightly you shut the clamp on the Lowry stand, there's always that little touch of movement in it, isn't there? So yeah, let's see how far we can get. Hope everybody's doing well. It's Monday as I film this, and we had another fantastic live stream last night. Had a new comment participant or two, which was really nice. And for the first time that I know of, a male stitcher has popped up in the comments, and that was David, a Red Floss Stitcher. David, please do go back to making English YouTube videos. I know that your first language is Spanish, but make some English ones as well. I will have a look at your Spanish channel, by the way. But yeah, I often sort of wonder what you're up to, and it was lovely to have you appear in the chat yesterday. So thank you for that. And of course, we had another couple of new participants, which was really nice. And we had a lovely chat. We talked about chocolate and inflation and mortgages, and you know, just all the odds and ends really. And it was lovely, you know. So I've said this before, I'll say it again, I thoroughly enjoy my live streams on a Sunday. They, you know, really are like sitting with a group of friends. If you've not joined us on a live stream, they're every Sunday, 7:30 p.m. UK time. Do come and join. It's a lovely stitchy time. Rounds off my week just wonderfully. It really does. Other couple of bits of news. I've got another model stitch on the way, but it's been nearly a week in the post. So the editor of the publication is chasing up where that is. Because it was supposed to have been sent first class, recorded delivery, so it should have been here really on Wednesday. I'm still waiting for it. But yeah, looking forward to starting that one because it's another beautiful piece. If the last one's anything to go by, I haven't seen it yet, but it's in the same series. If the last one's anything to go by, it's going to be another unput downable. and I have a lovely, nice lot of comments to go through, which again is fantastic. So if you have contributed a comment, thank you very much. I will be reading those out and we'll have a chat about them. And yeah, we'll also spend some time, maybe sort of quiet time at the end, depending on how many comments I've got. I know I've got a lot. It's just, are they going to take the whole hour or so or not? Okay. That one went a bit short. Almost playing thread chicken. So it's Monday morning. It's all quiet at the moment. Very peaceful. It's just, I'm in, Hannah's in. She reckons she's going to do some diamond painting today, so might get an update on that next week. Andy's just gone to work. Lauren's gone to school. Today brings us a new tumble dryer because ours has stopped drying the clothes efficiently, and we've done all the clearing out of the lint and all the rest of it, and we can't solve that problem, so it has to be fixed with a new one. Fortunately, I do keep a little fund for such emergencies. With a family of 4 living here, adults, and a cat and occasional visitors once a fortnight, a tumble dryer is pretty much an essential piece of kit. We do generate quite a bit of washing, although we try not to where possible. It is inevitable. And at the moment we can't get anything outside to line dry. It's just not, the weather is just not good enough for it. It will be soon though, and we'll start getting some outside drying, and I love the smell of line dried clothes. Fresh and clean. I actually didn't have a tumble dryer until Andy moved in. And when Andy moved in, he brought his tumble dryer. And I was like, I've never had I had a washer dryer, but I didn't really sort of rate it much because washer dryers aren't particularly effective. Or they weren't when I had one. I had one when Hannah was a baby. So I didn't really rate it, if I'm honest. But, he brought this tumble dryer and I'm like, well, I know next to nothing about tumble dryers, so that's your department. Hence Andy being the main one who does the washing in this house, because I am not ashamed to admit I have no idea how to work the washer or the tumble dryer. If it's set just for me to put stuff in and press go, then I'll do it. But you know, I don't do the laundry. You know, Andy works part-time, I work full-time, so in a fair and sort of equal division, he will take on more housework than I do. And you know, I mean, I still cook, and I cook regularly. I cook every weekend, and you know, at least once, if not twice, during the week as well. But you know, I do a lot more hours than Andy does. Andy works about 15 to 20 hours a week, depending on how busy the parcels are. I work 35 and usually do some overtime. And this week is going to be a particularly busy week. And I'm staying at home all week this week. I've got overtime and a model stitch on its way. So I have plenty going on. So yeah. Anyway, let's find my comments. Let me just take my phone off charge. Please don't stop. Thank you. Sometimes it stops recording when I take my phone off charge. Okay. Right, so the first comment is from MVC on my floss tube number 7. And hang on, just have a look at my numbering there. Did I change floss tube? Oh yes, I did. Okay. She says, "Hi Nicola, Hannah's butterfly is looking so good." Yeah, it is. I absolutely love it. I'm finally able to catch up with some of the January videos I'd missed, and I'm hoping to be able to join the live on Sunday, and I think you did, and I think you joined this week too, which was lovely. Re, your continuing weight loss, YouTube offered up one of your early videos. Who did it? Whack. I was struck with how much younger you sound now and then than then, and I'm hoping you're able to keep it at a healthy level for you, whether or not you reach your desired goal. And I look forward to seeing so much more of your beautiful stitching. Thank you. Yeah, I think, you know, the weight loss that I've done has changed me massively in a lot of ways. I've actually, you know, people have actually not recognised me, and as it sort of gets into the summer, I mean, at the moment when I leave the house, I'm still wearing my winter coat, which is massive, and I can probably zip Hannah up inside it with me as well. It's huge. But yeah, it's going noticed. I walk into office and people are like, "Wow, look at you." You know, obviously, you know, the people in the office who don't see me every day can see the continued weight loss. And of course, because I'm not hiding behind my weight and ashamed of my weight, I'm happier. I am a lot happier, and I feel more confident because I'm not hiding behind, you know, nearly 5 stones of excess weight. So yeah, I have 41 pounds to go to get to my goal. Just lost another 1 last week, and I am going to get there, and I'm going to stay there, because going to the classes, staying at the classes, yes, it's an hour and a half, 2 hours out of my time. I could be doing other things, I mean, let's face it, but they are vital and they are valuable, because what I learn there keeps me on track. And it's not that I'm in competition with anybody, because it's not a competition, but other people's progress as well spurs me on. And Sandy says, great progress on your whips. Glad you're enjoying your model stitch. Yes, I certainly am. I was. Wow, Hannah's butterfly is amazing. You must be really proud of her. Yeah, I am. You know, it was something she picked up off her own back and got on with doing. And yes, I'm incredibly proud of her. It's nice that she sort of, you know, got a crafting bug, even though it might not be cross stitch. It's still a crafting bug, isn't it? Great live as always on Sunday, with a lovely variety of topics. Thanks for sharing. Take care and happy stitching. So there you go. Sandy has been, I think, in every single live that I've done. And, you know, Sandy, you know, if her, you know, she's one of those ladies that always has been very positive about what I do, and it's so much appreciated. So, you know, if Sandy says the lives are good, go and watch the lives and join in the lives and come and join us on Sundays. They must be good. Okay. Excuse me. Linda Love to Stitch says, you're making incredible progress on your whips. I love your video. I love your envy piece. Yeah, envy is a big channel favourite. Envy, Stitching Shelf, this piece, and She Sleeps is also becoming a favourite as well. Lots of people comment on She Sleeps. And I'm hoping that this week when it comes out, I've got Stitch With Me with her on Friday, I will join up the circle so I can then start filling in. Because after Marry Princess, that is the piece closest to a finish. Sharon Fennell says Hannah's diamond painting is looking fantastic. She's doing a great job. Yeah. Hannah is, you know, like I said, she's not working on it regularly, but she is planning to get a diamond painting out. So all being well, I'll be able to show more progress soon. Andy took it back upstairs after last time I showed it, and he was like, wow, Hannah, this is really good. You know, he was even blown away by it. I don't think he'd really looked at it particularly deeply. But yeah, I think he was quite blown away. Mrs. Miggins comments, is there any way you could include the model stitches in your weekly blah, 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 blah. Can't speak. In your weekly stitch by calling it model stitch, i.e. instead of envy. I hope you know what I mean. Yeah, I do. The difficulty is that I'm working the model stitches for security reasons more than anything. come with a paper pattern, and they're not full coverage, so I can't do the whole, can't sort of, every square, but I do have a stitch count, and I will do the stitch count as a whole, once it's finished, because I think that's the easy. I can't colour complete them either because they're confetti. So the only way really is to actually just sort of add them all in at the end, I'm afraid. If I do ever get digital ones, then I will log them, in the weekly total. But, the first one was a digital one, but the second one came on paper. I believe this next one is also coming on paper because I've not had an email with a PDF. With them having backstitch as well, of course, I would need a paper pattern to complete the backstitch as well. So unfortunately, they will just have to be totaled up when completed. Hannah's diamond painting is so colourful, great job, and hope you and your Andy are enjoying your days away. This video was released just as we were in Ashbourne for a day or two, and yeah, we did rather enjoy it. It was a bit wet and miserable and a little cold weather-wise, but we still absolutely enjoyed the day. Andy and I always try and make the best of any time that we spend away together. He was away this last week, especially those of you who are of a certain age and in the UK. You remember that years back there was an advert for Hovis bread where a lad was pushing his bike up a hill and then freewheeling it down the hill after he'd delivered his bread. Well, Andy went to the town of Shaftesbury in Dorset, where that video was filmed this week, or this last week, should I say. It was called, the hill itself is called Gold Hill, and he will be releasing the video in the next few weeks. He walked all the way up that hill. I think I would have needed an oxygen tank at the top, but there you go. I should not think for 1 second that was the easiest thing to do. So yeah, Andy was off there doing that, and I think from what he said he really rather enjoyed the day, but it did throw it down and he ended up very wet. It was ever thus though, and if he wasn't, ending up getting a bit wet in a village somewhere, there'd be something wrong. Of course, we are in the UK. Weather is, part of the lexicon here, Okay. Joe Sorensen, great progress on all your whips. The butterfly is very beautiful too, and enjoy your holiday. Yeah, because I was on annual leave from work. I went back last Monday and blimey, it was a busy week. But I suppose if I wasn't busy, I'd be complaining I was bored at work, wouldn't I? Definitely prefer to be busy. It makes the days go quicker. Hannah's butterfly is gorgeous. Thank you for sharing, says Esther. I've shared all of these comments, by the way, with Hannah, and she was very pleased that everybody liked her butterfly. Clara comments on my Gecko Rouge unboxing. Oh, I'm still waiting for a Gecko Rouge kit too. She says, gorgeous kit and my kind of colours, dark and autumnal. Thanks for the video showing us your kit. Yeah, and I must remember when I film my floss tube later to show the differences when I corrected the number, the colour key, after having a chat with Glenn. Must remember to share that, because then I can delete the old one off Pattern Keeper and just keep the corrected one in. My Pattern Keeper is very full. Well, it's not full, but you know, it seems to be, for me it's fuller than I would like. Patty says, hi Nicola, your pieces look great, of course, and so does Hannah's. Her butterfly is really pretty and colourful. You said before, as many of us have, if you could stitch for a job, you would do it. Is the recent stitching, the model stitching, edging you towards that goal at all? That would be fantastic. Well, yes and no. Model stitching work is not a 9 to 5 Monday to Friday kind of employment. It would be, if I was to do it, it would be on a self-employed basis, and I would have to put in the hours. I really would. I mean, I'm going to have to sort of start and log the model stitching that I've done now as self-employed work alongside my regular job, so effectively it's become a second job. With it being self-employed, there is not enough security in it for me to say I'm going to chuck in my job at, at the moment, which is a good job. I'm not going to say exactly how much I earn, but I earn a decent wage. I earn more than £25,000 a year. And my job, my day job, as it were, does have a tremendous amount of benefits to it. So whilst model stitching would be fantastic to do as a permanent 9 to 5 job or permanent job, the feasibility of it is something quite different. If Andy had a full-time permanent job, then yes, I probably would try and do it on a self-employed basis, full-time. But Andy doesn't. He has a part-time job, and at the moment, because my income is our anchor income, I can't change that. I mean, I'd love to sort of, be, releasing charts of my own and, that kind of thing. I've said before I'd like an Etsy shop, but I've just not been able, because I'm busy with my own job, my full-time job, plus my model stitching and other bits and pieces, and family life, of course. I just haven't had the chance. I'd like to do some retreats. I'd like to host some retreats, but again, I just haven't had the chance. My life is incredibly busy, I think, and I have to prioritise certain things. If this lady who I'm doing the model stitching for now, she's the editor of a publication, national publication, If she said to me, I think it might be international too, possibly. If she said to me, we'll pay you more than your current job, model stitch for us, you know, as a full-time job, yeah, I'd take it because I'd have that job security with it being a full-time job. But unless it could be on a full-time permanent basis, I can't do it. It's, you know, it's just not that I couldn't do it, I just can't risk it because of the financial instability that it would bring in the short term. It is a dream. I'd love it, but you know. Just grab a quick drink. Ooh. Powered by coffee this morning. Clara says, beautiful nails. This was a few days ago when I just had these done. I too have the Lord of the Rings ring chart from Tilton. Great stuff. Hang on, where am I here? That one. As well as the others that Hayes charted. The Gift is one of them. Plus Lothlorien. Pretty blues in that one. Lovely whips as always. Hope to see you in the live. Yeah, Clara, you and I are quite into these Lord of the Rings charts, aren't we? I still haven't got the Argonath. I do want it. I'll sort that out later this year. I don't think Country Magic Stitch is going away anytime soon, and I could always get in touch with her. Okay. So we've got user with letters and numbers. I'm not going to read them all out. Who says, She Sleeps is my favourite cross stitch that you're working on. You see, like I said, it's becoming a channel favourite. I can hardly wait until you have the circle completed and start filling in. It's beautiful. No, me neither. I've said a number of times that She Sleeps, I did struggle with it in the beginning. Struggled an awful lot. But now I tend to be much better with it, and I do look forward to picking her up and working on her. So okay, on my last chatty, which was my Lord of the Rings stained glass, Clara says, it was nice hearing your chatty stitch with me. I always enjoy hearing other people's comments. I too save my charts by emailing them to myself. Yeah, good plan that. I also back up my whips by emailing them to myself. I was stitching along with you, however it was confetti area and didn't get much done. Glad to hear you got some rest and did some stitching during your week off. Yeah. I haven't backed up mine whips, but it is something that I ought to perhaps consider doing. Fortunately, I've got a decent device for pattern keeper, so I don't sort of tend to worry about that. yeah, all charts are emailed to myself. And it does mean that I have sort of, you know, some confidence that if ever anything did happen to Pattern Keeper, I can find the chart, I can re-input it, I can, you know, if necessary, I can re-input what I've stitched. No problem with that. Oh, excuse me. Oh dear. Okay. Mrs. Miggins, how is the price for a model stitch worked out? Is it per stitch or hours taken? Well, for this one, for these ones that I'm doing, it's hours taken. So I agreed a stitch rate, and then whatever the total is, I divide that by the stitch rate. You know, whatever the total stitches are, I divide that by the stitch rate, and then that gives me the number of hours worked, and I round it to the nearest half hour. So the last one was 6,630 stitches, which worked out at 26.5 hours, and then I got paid the hourly rate that I'd agreed. And yeah, that's how they do it. It used to be like a penny a stitch kind of thing, or you know, whatever, but of course, you know, things have changed since those days, because a penny a stitch, you know, you might only earn £2 an hour, which is not a lot, is it? I mean, considering the time and effort that you put in on a stitch piece. So it's much nicer to have an hourly rate, which is good. Sounds like you've had a good week off. Yep. See you Sunday. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. The little I know about you, I feel sure you'll get the project finished. Lol. So as I've forgotten the name, as my brain isn't able to concentrate at present. It was Autumn Waltz, and it did indeed get finished. Although that's as far as we've got. It's just finished. I haven't done any finishing on it. And please don't worry about not being able to remember. Sometimes I draw a blank at my pattern names, and I'm the one stitching them. So I put a community post saying if you're able to join me on the live stream that it was going to be finished last week, and Betsy says yay. Esther says, hi Nicola, lol, I missed the live again, I have no signal, I'm moving to Sierra, I should be set up by Wednesday with internet. Well, Esther, I wish you all the very best of luck in your new home, and I do hope that it brings you joy. Another user with lots of letters and numbers says, yeah, awesome, congrats on my finish on the live. It was lovely to share that finish with everybody. I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed doing that live that day. I enjoy everyone, but you know. Sassy Jacks also says congratulations on your finish. As does Kel's Bells. Lovely stitching. Congratulations on your finish. Lovely stitching. Onwards and upwards. Other projects. Yep. Try and get some off the table this year. I hope this doesn't drop off the bottom of the screen. Trying not to let it, but you know, if I do get distracted, it might do, so do bear with. Shockwave says, congrats on your first 2024 finish. That will look fabulous as a cushion. It will when I get round to it, for definite. It's just getting round to it, isn't it? The thing is with me, I just love to stitch. I love the process of stitching. You know, the finishing I'm, you know, not so hot on, but I love the process of stitching. Valentina, the lady in Italy, votes for the fabric number 1, the brown one, Stitchy Kisses. Thank you, Valentina, and it's lovely to see you again on my live on Sunday. And then Mal, the lady in Los Angeles, agrees. So both of those ladies, I talked about them on my last floss tube, and all being well, they're fast becoming channel regulars. Keep the conversation coming, ladies. Keep joining me on those lives. It's lovely to have you. Okay. Okay. Jane Murray likes the bee fabric. Yes, I thought it was rather cute, the bee fabric. I love those little, you know, the little round fat bees. Just think they're so cute. Linda Love to Stitch says your Carolyn Manning piece is gorgeous. Thank you, Linda. I always love to watch your videos. You're making great progress on your whips. Yeah, I do try. I think, you know, I've got a nice way of rotating these pieces now, a nice way of getting progress on everything, but then moving something towards a finish, with me having a Monday, Wednesday and Friday, you know, Monday 500, Tuesday 500 on one project, Wednesday and Thursday 500 stitches each on another project, and Friday and Saturday 500 stitches each day on another project. So that gives me 3 regular pieces that I work on, and then after those 500 stitches are done, if I've got a model, that's what I work on. If not, it's Maori Princess. And then Sunday, have a day spent on, you know, one of my pieces all day, so it gets some extra stitches. If you tuned into my live last night, I was talking about Night Cafe. And as it stands at the moment, working at the stitch rate that I'm at, it's not going to be finished until 2060. So somebody's going to get that in my will. I'll be 85. But my plan is next year I'm having a bit of a start year with my gecko pieces and a couple of others that I want to start. And then it's going to be, again, no new starts for a couple of years and get some finishes down. So But yeah, I think I've got a nice sort of rotation now, which is lovely, and it's just enough time on each piece, then switch it out, and it works for me. Not everybody likes a regimented rotation, but I actually do. I don't mind it. Clara, so I just do a quick mark off. Says, I lovely to see all your whips and your Carolyn Manning finish. I still say the pillow will need solid fabric. And the front and the back, the fabric showed are too busy. Yeah, I think I'm beginning to think that way myself, Clara, that they are a touch busy. See if you can find a velour fabric, which will make it look rather elegant. That's a good idea. There's a couple of haberdasheries not far from my office, so perhaps one day when I'm in the office I might pop down and have a look, see what I can find. Norma says, your Carolyn Manning finish is beautiful. I'll be looking forward to you finishing My Princess. Always has been one of my favourites. Well, the parrot is done on My Princess now, or the top half of it, certainly. And I've moved back to the left. My Princess was out on my live last night. So moved back to the left and I'm back in here again. I don't think I'll get to the bottom though. I might sort of split it again, but we'll have to see. We'll see how it goes. I might just, be moving the hoop and get it down to the bottom and find corner number 3. I've been itching to find the third corner for a while, so let's see how it goes, eh? Heather P says, congrats on the finish, it looks great. My first Carolyn Manning, and I don't think it'll be the last. Esther says she loves the bookshelf. Yeah. That bookshelf is just so colourful, and as I said, because it's next to me and by the door that goes to my upstairs, I see it every time I walk through the door, and I have to look at it and I'm blown away by the colours. The colours are just so gorgeous on it. Sue says, congrats on your finish. I wish I could have been at your live. I've been feeling under the weather and haven't been on the computer as much. I'm sorry to hear that, Sue, and I hope you're feeling better now. And I hope whatever it was that was making you feel under the weather, it was nothing lasting and that you're back to yourself. There's nothing worse than feeling a bit out of sorts and, not wanting to be on, doing your favourite things. Your whip's coming along nicely and you've made the usual great progress. My choice for the finishing fabric would be the brown, the first one you showed, if you're going to use one of those. I look forward to seeing the FFO. So, yeah, that's another vote for fabric 1. But we'll have to see, eh? I don't want to detract from the stitching. You're all quite right about that. But it's just finding a nice fabric. And it's difficult when you're looking at fat quarters, because until you actually see them opened out, you can't really tell what's on them, which is what's making me think maybe I should go and have a look at some bolts of fabric. Roxanne says, lovely video as usual. I love your whips, but Envy is my all-time favourite. See you next time and happy stitching. Thank you, Roxanne. Yes, Envy is a beloved piece. The next one of the sins, when Envy's done, the next sin that I will be doing is gluttony, because I'm doing them all in alphabetical order. So maybe that one will also become a favourite. Who knows, eh? Okay. On my Sailing Fairy, Stitch With Me, Mal says the colours in this one are so vibrant. I assume you're using DMC floss, but it just looks extra saturated. It is DMC, because I know that that's what Sarah uses on her kits, Sarah from Pain Free Crafts. So yeah, definitely DMC floss, and I think it's just literally the colour combination, and they do seem to be very bright, vibrant, sort of jewel tones, and they look just so wonderful on that piece, and it's a very, very bright blues in it. So yeah, Sailing Fairy is going to be absolutely beautiful when it's done. Can't wait to get to be sort of showing, you know, some of the other elements in it. And as I go down the stitching, sort of more little bits will appear, which will be really lovely. Sharon Marie says your finish is lovely. Have a lovely weekend. Have a good weekend. Yeah, thank you very much, Sharon. Loving that there, Carolyn Manning. Okay. Sunrays, sorry, 721 Irish. I think it's Peggy. Says, beautiful work. I've had back surgery yesterday. I will be getting out my new small sewing machine tomorrow and binding off all my cross stitch fabrics. I hope that the back surgery, you're on the mend from that now and up and about certainly, and don't do too much. It can be very tricky to recover from back surgery, and if you do too much you might put yourself back, so please do take care of yourself. Thank you for sharing your work. They're also pretty. I love the bookshelf. I'm anxious to start some new projects. My first one to start is Gypsy Girl, a full coverage pattern charted by Sunrays Creations, done in sepia tones. That sounds nice. I like sepia tones. I'm so excited for this to start, and I will keep 6 or 7 in rotation. Thank you again, you helped me get through this. My advice, ladies, is that even if you have the strength to lift or push something, your back doesn't always agree, so think smart about what you think you can do. Very good advice. And she likes the 2nd and 6th fabrics. So yeah, very good advice there from Irish. Make sure that you are looking after your back. You can damage your back by bending over to pick up a pen. And I, for one, will always advocate taking extra care of yourself. Okay, so Lynette also comments on Sailing Fairy. Hi Nicola, wonderful to be stitching again. I'm working on Jane Austen's sampler by Riverdrift House. I'm a monogamist stitcher, mostly, except when beading's involved. Can only do that during the day. Yeah. You need good light for beads, and natural light is so much better. Your stitching is gorgeous, by the way. Thank you. I love the colours in it. This is also on Sailing Fairy. You've inspired me to make more of an effort with my weight loss journey. Oh. I lost ½ kilo this week. Well done. And hope to continue the progress next weigh-in next Wednesday. Here's hoping. Just remember about weight. It takes a long time to put on, so it'll take a long time to get off, and the slower the better. Although I should be telling myself that, really, because I did get a little disappointed this week with just the £1. But looking at the overall picture, I'd lost ½ stone in a month. So £7, which is about 3 kilos-ish. So, yeah, keep going. Drink plenty of fluids, plenty of water or sugar-free, calorie-free liquid. And be very mindful of what you eat. And I'm sure you'll be fantastic. So, because this is like jumping about, I'm just marking off as I go. Okay, Lynette also comments on my live stream and my finish, saying congratulations, it's lovely. And the next few comments are on my last stitch with me, which featured Night Cafe. So I'm going to save those comments for the next video. So I've got about 20 minutes or so. So I think for the last 20 minutes, we might just have a quiet stitchy session. Perhaps drop in the odd bit of chat here and there. But if I don't talk, then please don't be offended. It's just, obviously, I know that some of you do like a slightly longer stitchy session, and we aim to please. But thank you all for your wonderful comments. It's so nice to hear that, you know, I don't see myself particularly as, you know, somebody that inspires, but it's nice to hear your comments, to read your comments. Stitches in a completely wrong place. Saying that, you know, I am touched. Okay, Mr. Stitch, why are you not coming out? Ah, that's it. As I've always said, even if it's just to say hi, please do leave a comment. It does help my video get seen by more people. I have almost 1,540 subscribers and not everybody watches, which is fine, and I absolutely get that. But you know, if you think my content might have value to somebody, then share this video. You know, giving a thumbs up or adding a comment helps me as well with the YouTube algorithm. Those are all free things that you can do to help really any YouTuber. Liking, commenting, sharing, all free. Subscribing, free. Watching another video, free. It's all things that can be done to help. I watch a number of floss tubers. Some I subscribe to, some I don't, because I already get overwhelmed with notifications from the channels I'm subscribed to. So if I mention a floss tuber, I may not be subscribed to them, but I will remember them and go, you know, when I do have some time, I will go and have a look and see if there's a new release. And the more varied floss tubers you watch, the more YouTube throws up more recommendations. So but a few new ones pop up on my recommendations in these last few days. I think the floss tube community is fantastic. I really do. So yeah. Anyway, let's see how many more we can get in on this before I close this video. Okay, so that seems like a good place to finish. 300 stitches. So this bit is now starting to fill in nicely. So that is everything from me today. Touch longer, an hour and a quarter. But yeah, all that's left is my usual 3 videos coming up on the screen in a moment. If you've not watched them, please do go take a moment to have a look. My schedule is Tuesday Floss Tube, Wednesdays and Fridays are Stitch With Me, and Sunday the live stream at 7:30 p.m. UK time. The video of how I start and end my threads can be found up here by hovering over the letter I and clicking on it. It will open up a link to my video of how I start and end my threads. Please do give the video a like and leave a comment down below. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. It is free. And if you press on the notification drop down to select all, you'll be notified of every time that I upload a video. So thanks all very much indeed for watching. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you all on the next one. Take care, happy stitching. Thanks for watching. Bye bye for now.